A visibly irritated State Capture Commission Chair, Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, has told a witness's legal representative that the line of questioning at the inquiry is legitimate. Zondo politely asked Attorney Mbalenhle Mthethwa to sit down when she raised objections to the line of questioning.
Mthethwa is representing former South African Airways technical former procurement head Nontsasa Memela, who has concluded her testimony before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry into allegations of corruption in Parktown. Let's get more on the story. We'll cross to our reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who's standing by in Cape Town. My apologies, rather, in Parktown. A very good afternoon to you, Mbalenhle. Talk to us around the line of questioning and Memela's legal representative's attitude towards her client's responses.
Good afternoon, Nzinga. You know, I think over the past 4 days, it is clear for anyone who has been watching the proceedings right here in Parktown that there has been a lot of tension between Advocate Nontsasa Memela and Advocate Kate Hofmeyr, as well as her legal representative, Attorney Lindelwa Mbanjwa. Now, we understand that Nontsasa Memela was supposed to appear for just 1 day. However, her testimony has extended over a period of 4 days, and this has largely been because of all the interruptions and the back and forth between Advocate Memela and Advocate Kate Hofmeyr. We understand that also someone else who's also contributed to the delays is none other than Memela's attorney, who kept coming in and objecting to the line of questioning. And today we saw Judge Raymond Zondo also just intervening and just putting Mbanjwa in her place, informing her that the line of questioning is not unfair as she has suggested, but it is in line with the work of the commission. However, what's really stood out from this morning's proceedings is what happened during the tea break. After the tea break, shortly after the adjournment, we heard Mbanjwa clap very loudly and walk up towards Advocate Nontsasa Memela, and walking all the way to a few others who seem to have been here to support Advocate Nontsasa Memela, and clapping quite loudly for everyone to hear, saying that my client today, my witness today, has done well. And she said this in Xhosa. This begs the question if the attorney and Advocate Nontsasa Memela actually came with a strategy, and that, you know, Mbanjwa was in fact congratulating Memela for having, lived up to the strategy that they have devised together. And it also begs the question, was it really their intention to frustrate the work of this very commission? Because we understand that Advocate Nontsasa Memela has somewhat been a very defiant or uncooperative witness before this commission. She has been asking for clarification over every single question that she has been asked. She has also denied most allegations, and she's also, some might say, has waffled through most of the answers, avoiding to answer questions directly. And we've also seen Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo intervening, asking her to answer questions quite crisply. We understand that at the time when Memela's attorney intervened, she was being questioned about her involvement and her role in a deposit that was paid towards AAR, which is an American-based company that was awarded a contract to supply SAA Technical with components. And essentially, they could have SAA Technical could have actually sent through what could have been a bank credit guarantee instead of actually sending through hard cash. Now, we understand that the 6 million rand that was paid as a deposit to AAR put SAA Technical in a very difficult financial position, and that's what was happening at the time. And the question that comes to mind is, why is it that Advocate Nontsasa Memela was pushing for for this payment to be made, given that there were other avenues and there was another way that SAA Technical could have actually addressed the issue of this deposit. Now, we understand that there are certain clauses that were removed from this contract before it was awarded to AAR, decisions, a decision that that would have prejudiced SAA Technical, including the payment of this 6 million rand that was paid in cash to AAR. However, Memela has defended her decision, saying that the decision to pay this amount, she views that the 6 million rand was still belonged to SAA Technical and was not cash revenue towards AAR. We understand that JM Aviation was supposed to get 5% from that 6 million rand. It is really unclear as to why she would have pushed for that payment to have been done. We also heard evidence about this very same tender being awarded quite irregularly, given that the board of SAA as well as Nontsasa Memela went and visited the premises in AAR's premises in Chicago just before awarding this contract, something that is highly irregular given that decision-making, people who sit in decision-making bodies are not allowed to interact with potential bidders during an open tender, and this is something that has happened. We've heard about a number of irregularities, we've heard about a number of rules that have been broken, but of course the witness has denied all the allegations that have been leveled against her and justified her actions, saying that she broke no rules and she has done nothing wrong. In her closing arguments, she told the commission that she was not an influential person in any of these decisions because she was just a small fish in a pond in the grand scheme of things. And she was essentially saying that if at the rate things are going and how she's being blamed for most of the decisions that were made, these irregular decisions, which also include the sale of GPU units, she would swear that she was actually the minister that was instructing the board and just instructing everyone to act improperly and award contracts that were not supposed to be awarded, as well as sell GPU units at a fraction of the cost. For now, though, Nzinga, it's back to you in studio.
Mbalenhle Mthethwa giving us an update from the state capture inquiry that's taking place in Parktown, Johannesburg.